Hi, I am Dr. K. Sai Prasad Reddy. Welcome to the subject Software Testing. Today we are going to discuss about test condition. In this topic, we are going to discuss about a test condition design stages, test condition template, and one example for test condition. These are the topics that we are going to cover. The first, what is a test condition? See, this test conditions, how to identify the test conditions. See, the software test engineer has to identify the test conditions for each and every requirement. See, this black box testing can be conducted in two ways. One is based on the requirements or based on the use cases. Now, if it is requirements based testing, the software test engineer has to identify the test conditions for each and every requirement. So, how to identify? See, in the requirements document, the software test engineer has to identify the testable items. Testable item. What do you mean by the testable item? The item which has to be tested. For each and every testable item, the software test engineer is supposed to design test condition. So what is test condition here? A testable aspect of a component or a system identified as a basis for testing. This is the definition of test condition. So that means if it is a testable condition, for each and every testable item, we have to design the test condition. Right? Who is responsible for designing the test condition? Software test engineer or software testing team is responsible to design the test condition. Now, so what are the different stages that involves in the test condition designing? First stage, identify the test resources. Next, identify the test condition. Prioritize the test condition. Design the test condition. Review the test condition. Modify the test conditions based on the review comments, if any review comments are there. And finally, freezing the test conditions. Now see here, identify the test resources. That means you have to identify the testable items in the requirements document. For each and every testable item, obviously you have to identify and you have to analyze the test condition. After then, you have to prioritize the test condition. Prioritization is very important. So, each and every test condition has to be prioritized. And next, design the test condition. After prioritizing the test condition, you have to design the test condition. Here, you may have a doubt how to prioritize the test condition. Say for example, for requirement 10, you are designing the test condition. So, as we have discussed earlier in the previous sessions during the requirements gathering stage, each and every requirement will be prioritized. Each and every requirement will be prioritized. What do you mean with the priority? Priority is nothing but a level of importance. For example, some requirements will be high priority, some requirements will have the medium priority, some requirements will have low priority. So, for each and every requirement, there will be a prioritization. Right? So, if this test condition is designing for the requirement 10, now you have to check for the requirement 10, what is the priority level. For the requirement 10, if the priority is medium, obviously the test condition priority will be also medium, because for the same requirement you are designing the test condition. I repeat, this is very important interview question. How to prioritize a test condition? So for each and every requirement, the software test engineer has to design the test condition. For each and every requirement, there will be a priority. Based on that priority of the requirement, the same priority will be applied to this test condition. For one requirement, if the priority is high, for the same requirement which you are designing the test condition, the priority will be also high. For example, if for a particular requirement you are designing the test condition, you have to see that particular priority of the requirement. If the requirement priority is medium, here for the same requirement you are designing the test condition, obviously the same priority will be come into picture. Here for test condition is applicable like this. And designing the test condition. After designing the test condition, obviously it has to undergo the review. So each and every test condition has to be reviewed. So here again reviews we have already discussed. The reviews will happen in two ways. One is formal reviews, the second one is informal reviews. Informal reviews means peer reviews. Formal reviews means team reviews. And then after reviewing the test condition document, if any modifications are required, if any modifications are recommended, then you have to modify the test condition accordingly. For example, say one particular software test engineer has designed the test condition. The team has reviewed the test condition. During the review process, the team members have identified that there is a mistake. Then obviously the particular software test engineer who has designed the test condition, he has to modify, right? So modify the test conditions based on the review comments. If any review comments are there, then you have to modify the test condition document. Regarding the reviews, we have discussed elaborately in the previous sessions. So you can go through the session, right? Reviews. And after completion of this sixth stage, then freezing the test condition. We have to freeze and sign off the test condition. So these are the different test condition design stages. Now, so this is a test condition template. Here, please keep it in mind. Different companies will use different templates for designing the test condition. Within the same company, for the different projects, different test managers will follow the different test conditions. Test condition template. This template is an ideal one. This template is ideal one, right? So here the first is a test condition ID. This is a reference document. The name of the feature or functionality, test condition priority. Here I have mentioned as HML. Here the test condition priority will be high, medium, low. Or in some companies, they will use, instead of high, they will use P1, P2, P3. Because P1 means high priority, P2 is medium priority, P3 is low priority. It depends upon the test manager. So which terminology he is going to use, right? Some test managers may use the priority levels as a high, medium, low, or some test managers will use that priority levels as a P1, P2, P3. Here P1 is nothing but high, P2 is nothing but medium, P3 is nothing but low, right? Now, next is a test condition objective. What is the objective of the test, this particular test condition? What is the aim of this test condition? Objective means aim. And test condition description, remarks if any. This is the default column, right? This is the test condition template. I repeat, in interview, if the panel members, that means interview panel members ask you about test condition template, simply you have to explain this template. Different companies will use different test condition templates. Again, within the same company, there will be some hundreds of projects. For each and every project, there will be test managers. Again, within the same company, different test managers will use different test condition template. This is the ideal one. You explain this template in the interview, right? We will take one example and we will explain. Now, see, this is a test condition example. Test condition ID. Now here, for each and every test condition, there will be an ID number. This ID is unique. This ID is unique, right? Now, I am writing test condition for the delete requirement from the BRC document. In the BRC document, in the business requirement specification document, there is a delete functionality. For that particular requirement, I am writing test condition here. So, just for better understanding, I have used this ID number as a delete -001. Here, how to write the test condition ID? So here, the test condition ID is unique, and this test condition ID should be meaningful. It should be mapped. This test condition ID should contain the name of this particular feature or functionality. Right? This is how to write the test condition in best way. Right? Next, reference document. Which is a reference document for you? BRC document. In the BRC document, just a requirement file. Just I have written on only the example for your better understanding. So in the BRC document, requirement number 5 explains you about this delete functionality. For this requirement document, for this requirement, I am writing this test condition. What is the name of the feature or functionality? You can call it as a feature or you can call it as a functionality. So what is the name of the feature or functionality? It's a delete. And what is the test condition priority here? P2. Why I have assigned P2 here means, for this requirement, this priority is P2. For this requirement, I am designing the test condition. So whichever the priority that is assigned for this particular requirement, the same priority will be applicable for this test condition also. So you no need to worry. You no need to give the test condition on in your own way. Already for each and every requirement, there will be a priority in the BRC document. Based on that priority, the same priority will be applicable for the test condition, because you are writing the test condition for the same requirement. So here I have written as a P2. So I told you earlier, either they may use the priority condition as a high, medium, low, or P1, P2, P3. P1 means high, P2 means medium, P3 is low. Here the test condition priority is P2. Now, test condition objective. What do you mean with the objective? There is a goal. What is your goal? See, you have to verify that registered user should be able to delete selected mail record or mail records from inbox page successfully. So what it means is, the requirement is explaining that once the registered user enters into his mailbox, in the inbox, if he wants to delete any particular mail record or mail records, multiple number of records, he has to select that particular mail record and then he has to click on the delete. Yes or no? For example, in my inbox page, I am having 20 received mails. These mails are called mail records actually. We should not call it as a mail record. Right? Now I wanted to delete 3 mail records from my inbox. What I am supposed to do? I have to select that particular 3 mail records which are supposed to be get deleted. Right? After selecting this particular mail record by clicking on the radio button or the checkbox, then click on the delete. Immediately that selected mail records should get deleted from the inbox. This is the requirement. For this requirement, I am written the test condition objective as to verify that registered user should be able to delete selected mail record or mail records from inbox successfully. See, you have to remember one thing. For each and every test condition objective, it will start with to verify. It will start with the words to verify that, like this. This is a test condition objective. What is a test condition description? See, after successful login, user should select a particular mail record or records which has to be deleted. This is a test condition. Yes or no? The remarks. Now, if there are any remarks, you have to write the remarks. Otherwise, just to leave it blank. So this is one example of a test condition, right? So this is very important. Even you may be a fresher, you may be an experienced person. So the test conditions will be always designed by the software test engineers, or the entire testing team has to design the test conditions, right? Yeah. So please subscribe my channel, like my sessions. Please share my sessions to all your friends and students community and students groups, those who are searching for job in the IT industry. And please don't forget to raise the comments in the comment box. Thank you.